Hi, welcome. In this video, I'd like to discuss the issue of hope, of results, of moving beyond appearances, and why it is when you align yourself with this very popular ideology within the dog training world that is superficial in the way it builds a picture. What it does is it really prevents people from getting the most out of the relationship with their dog, and it really creates this type of a scenario where you feel like you're completely stalled out. It appeared as though things were going really well, and again, I talk about this whole thing at the front end as as trainers are motivating dogs to respond, and again the issue about appearances, how things can look really good, but again, knowing, okay, absolutely knowing after the fact that things were not as well as they were originally perceived, as you were, say, using treats, using certain things to motivate dogs, and still dealing with the same frustrating behavior issues, avoiding certain situations, walking on eggshells, just totally frustrated, and almost resolving to give up, but not give your dog away, but maybe give up to a point where it's like, well, you know what, maybe this is just the way that it is. And my encouragement to people facing this type of scenario is that is to help people understand that it's not the fault of the dog owner, it's not the fault of the dog. It's this process that is very popular in the dog training world, where the majority of trainers are going into a relationship problem at the very beginning, and not applying any sort of critical thinking, or there's no depth to what they're doing. They're assuming, okay, things based on just generating a series of responses, that things are moving a certain direction, and more often than not, the perception of the dog just simply are not changing based on what that process represents. And so understand that dogs are amazing animals. There's depth to relationship, but here's the thing. I talk about my parent example. Here's the thing. There's depth to relationships in terms of people. I mean, oftentimes we get caught off guard, our initial impressions of somebody, but here's the thing: once you get to know them, once you invest in the relationship, then you start to understand, or start to see things the right way, good or bad. Okay, and here's the thing, and this holds true in the dog training world. It's no different. If you're in that situation, understand it's not your fault. Okay, it's totally the process. And so my goal here is to help people understand that regardless of where you're currently at, the issues you're facing, whether it's aggression, you're dealing with an aggressive dog, you're dealing with just out of control behavior issues, excessive barking, house breaking, it's just a mess. Okay, I deal with that. I mean, and you're at the end of your rope. I mean, I deal with people all the time that are extremely frustrated. They are at the point of giving their dogs away. They've been through it all, whether it's balance training, force-free training, using treats, using certain devices, and just on it goes. And then still locked into this situation where you can't seem to get out of it. Well, my encouragement for people is this system of training is totally different in a good way. It's an interaction-based system. It's depth, okay? It changes the perceptions of the dog based on interacting with a dog in a way that, just like my parent example, that is going to align the relationship, is going to bring the relationship, move the relationship forward, not be, again, led into being deceived that it's happening, it's really not. And so it offers hope for all dogs and owners. So again, my encouragement to people to understand is you don't have to be frustrated. You don't have to feel like you can't make any gains with your dog. The system of training at the very beginning, here's a great thing, is right from the very first session, owners receive the core method to create results right away. So there's no tying in for X number of sessions. You get the core methodology at the very beginning. There's no roadblocks, there's no barriers to change. It moves people beyond appearances. So again, I encourage, if you're looking for answers, go check out my website. I have lots of great options. People that live here within the Florida area, or even if you don't live in the Florida area, for a distance option, I can help you and your dog. So check it out. Thanks for watching.